So step 1, create your answer document to the summons. Alright, you know you're being sued when you receive a complaint and summons document in the mail. Alright, here's what a summons looks like in South Carolina. Now, you also will receive a complaint document, and the complaint document tells you why you're being sued, and it looks like this. Alright, so the complaint document has a bunch of numbered paragraphs, and these paragraphs are allegations or statements that the plaintiff or the debt collector is making against you. And you have to make an answer document to respond to all those numbered paragraphs and send that into the court so you can say whether or not the paragraphs that are in the complaint are true. Okay, so an answer document isn't just like a little love letter that you write out in nice little cursive and send to the court. That's not right. The judge will be like, nah, I don't want that. They will reject that answer. Okay, it's got to be properly stylized, properly formatted answer document. All right, so you start off with the caption up at the top. This will include like the names of the parties, the contact info for you, the name of the court, the case number. Those are some of the essential parts on the document. The case number is really important. Okay, so that's how you get started with your answer document. Step 2 is answer each item in the complaint. Okay, so now that you've created the answer document, you have the caption ready to go, you're actually going to respond to those numbered paragraphs in the complaint. And you don't just say like whatever, you don't just say, oh, I don't have any money, it's not my debt. You don't just like say, whatever you want. You actually want to respond in specific legal ways, all right? So there's really 3 ways you respond to one of the numbered paragraphs in the complaint. You can say, I admit it, I deny, or I deny for lack of knowledge. All right. So if you admit, that means you agree with everything in the paragraph, right? If you admit the paragraph, you agree with everything in it. If you deny it, that means you disagree with something. You just disagree with like one thing in the paragraph. All right. That's all. The way we think about deny here at SoloSuit is that you aren't really saying the paragraph isn't true. You're really just saying I refuse to admit the paragraph, and I request that the plaintiff, the debt collector, prove that the paragraph is true. An important thing to note here is that it's not up to you to prove that you don't owe the debt. It's actually up to the debt collector to prove that you owe the debt. All right, big difference there. So what we say is the burden of proof is on the debt collector. And the third way to respond is deny for lack of knowledge. This is basically just a fancy way of saying, I don't know. Once you've responded to all the numbered paragraphs, you're ready for step 3, which is assert your affirmative defenses. Okay, this is a fun part. Up till now, you've just been responding to what the debt collector said about you, but now you can actually bring up your own points in the case and make these affirmative defenses. Okay, so an affirmative defense is really just like a defense that you're making about the case that says like a good reason why you don't owe the debt. And again, like before, it's not like you just say whatever you want. There's actually specific legal terminology and a pretty long list of specific defenses that you can bring up. All right, but I'm just going to cover these in layman's terms, right? So one defense that is a really good one is you already paid the full amount of the debt. This actually happens pretty frequently, especially with hospitals. For example, hospitals oftentimes have like terrible record keeping, I found, where you go to the hospital, you pay the bill, the hospital kept bad records, they send your account to collections without even telling you, and now you're getting sued for a debt that you actually already paid. So you can raise that defense and just say, hey, I already paid it. But it's important you have to raise it in the answer document, right? Another defense is accord and satisfaction. This is, again, like a legal term. What it means is that you already paid a smaller amount of the debt with an agreement that would satisfy the full amount, right? So you have like an arrangement with the creditor. He said, hey, instead of paying me $1,000, you can just pay me $800 and we'll call that good. And you paid that $800 and therefore the debt is satisfied. But again, they kept bad records, so now you're getting sued. You gotta bring it up as a defense. Another good defense is the debt was discharged in bankruptcy. A lot of debts, like credit card debts, are actually just resolved in bankruptcy. Once you declare bankruptcy properly, oftentimes those debts will just be like waived and they're uncollectible now. And then another affirmative defense that people love is bringing up the statute of limitations and saying that it has expired. People always get on Google and like type in, has my statute of limitations expired? Sometimes it has, sometimes it hasn't. I'm going to go into this in more detail because it is a great and powerful defense.